Hello everyone. Previously, we had discussed about the JavaScript engine optimization, right? So I had also said that in the previous video that we will be discussing about the design patterns further, right? Today we'll be discussing about the design patterns. Mainly, we'll be discussing about the three design patterns. One is singleton design pattern. Another one is factory with the classes, nothing but the factory design pattern. The next one is observer design pattern. So first thing, we will be mainly discussing on the singleton design pattern. So what is singleton design pattern and what it is mainly used for and what are its advantages. So let's discuss about that and let's see the same thing with the examples, right? So first thing is singleton pattern mainly restricts the instantiation of a class to the single instance. So in simple terms, singleton patterns restricts the instantiation of the class into the single instance, right? So what does it ensures by restricting the instantiation of the class into a single instance? So basically it ensures there is a single point of control only. Mainly we have to remember this itself. So the singleton pattern restricts the instantiation of a class into the single instance, ensuring there is a single point of control. This we have to remember that it ensures there is a single point of control only. So what are its advantage then? So mainly it is useful for managing the shared resources like databases or the configuration. So this is it for the singleton design pattern. Let's see the same thing with the example. So initially the first example I'll be going with the classic singleton implementation, right? So I'll just consider the class here. Class, let me name this one singleton itself. So next, let me make use of the constructor. So here what I'll do, if the instance of the singleton, here I'll just give, singleton. Let me make use of the instance. Then let me return something. Here, let's return instance of the singleton itself. Next, let's assign the singleton, instance of the singleton to this keyword, right? So next thing is I'll just give here this dot data equals singleton instance. So this is what I'll be doing. Next, I'll just make use of the method get instance data. So I'll just give here get instance data. You can take any name. I'll just be taking the relevant name to this example, right? So let me return here this dot data, right? So I hope this is clear till here. Next, what I'll do, I'll just create the create the singleton instance, right? I'll just take the variable name s1 and let's create the singleton instance. Here I'll just give new. I'll just make use of the keyword new and I'll just give singleton. Let me take one more variable s2 and this basically s2 what it does is it returns the same instance. We are creating the singleton instance again, but here this one returns the same instance, right? So again I'll just make use of the new keyword and I'll just give singleton. So here let me log. We are comparing s1 with s2, right? So we have to get the boolean value. So I'll just give here console log of s1. Let's if it is equal to s2. So we are just seeing, we are just comparing s1 with the s2. So we have to get here the boolean value true, right? So we have s1 and s2. Basically, I'll just explain this one very quickly. So here, let me explain from here. If singleton dot instance, this line, right? Basically, what this is doing is if singleton dot instance, this I have written, right? It checks if an instance already exists or not, right? This one, if condition. This is checking whether if an instance already exists or not. This one singleton dot instance I have assigned this one to this. What this is doing here, if it is not existing currently, then it creates and assigns a new instance. So this is what this line does. So here this one is checking whether if an instance already exists. If the instance is not existing, then we will, in this line, this one, basically what this does here is it creates and assigns a new instance. Finally, here return this dot get data, what I have written here. Sorry, not this one. Just give me a second here. So yeah, sorry, this one, return singleton dot instance I have given here is here, right? So this, what this does is it ensures only one instance is returned. So this one, we are returning singleton dot instance. This ensures that we are returning only one instance, right? So I hope this is clear. When I try running this code, we have to get the output true because we are comparing S1 with S2, right? So we are getting the output true. I hope the concept of singleton is clear. This is a simple example, simple classic singleton implementation example. Next, we will try understanding the singleton design pattern by making use of an IIFE. IIFE is nothing but we call this one as IIFE or IIFE. IIFE is nothing but immediately invoked function expression. So I'll just delete this one. Let me give or let me consider the function singleton. So here I'll just be making one more basis right here. So here what I'll do, let me create the variable instance. So next, let me create one more function. I'll just name this one create instance, right? So here, let me do one thing. Here within the flower basis, I'll give here itself. I have to consider the object, right? So here data within the strings, I'll just give anything. In my case, I'll just give I am the only instance. So this is the only instance, right? So for that sake, I'll just take I'm the only instance within the this one strings. So I'll just make use of the return here. What we will return within the this one, I'll just give get instance. In get instance, let me call the function here. So if not of instance, then this one has to be small actually. So I have considered the small, right? This one is fine. So if not of instance, then what I'll do, I'll just assign the instance to create instance, this one function. So next, let's return the instance, right? So I'll just give here return instance. So let me come here. So while we are making use of the immediately invoke function, here we have to give the either we are, if we are considering the regular function, before the regular function we are making use of the parenthesis. Here we have made use of the extra parenthesis, right? So this shows that this is the immediately invoked function. Also here we have to give the parenthesis at the end basically. So this is one thing. Finally, after this, what I'll do, I'll just come here, I'll just give here let a equals singleton dot get instance. So here let me consider one more variable b and do the same thing. I'll just give here singleton dot get instance. So similarly to the previous example, let's compare a with b. So we have to get the output true again right here. So here I'll just give console log of, we are comparing a with b, right? So here I'll quickly explain what I have written here. Here create instance, this one, create instance, what this is doing, basically this line. So this defines a function to create the object. So here this defines the function to create an object, right? Here we are clearly creating the object data, and I'm the only instance. I have assigned this one within the strings to the data, right? So next, if of not if not of instance, this one if condition I'm making use of here, basically what this does is it ensures no additional instances created here further. Sorry, it ensures no additional instances created. Finally, singleton dot get instance we are making use of, right? Here, this one, in these two lines we are making use of singleton dot get instance. So what this does, basically it always returns the same object. While I say it always returns the same object, then if I compare A with B, this has to give the boolean value. As we are comparing A with B, this has to give the boolean value true itself, right? So when I say here singleton dot get instance, this always returns the same object, that we know. So if it always returns the same object, then if I compare A with B, it has to give the boolean value true. Let's try running the code. We are getting the output true. Here you can clearly see. I hope the concept of singleton design pattern is completely clear. So next we will be discussing about the factory design pattern. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.